recording. And again, I'm going to continue to let people in throughout. So, all right. So, nutritional labels and nutritional marketing and what we see when we shop, and certainly as Americans and really the world seeks to get healthy and strives for that ideal waistline, that ideal health. We turn to manufacturers to help us with the products that we purchase. And oftentimes, of course, we can't always believe what we read. And certainly now, with the industry becoming as large as it has, we are just encumbered with more and more information. And just this week, I'm starting a new session, and so obviously I've had several people meet with me, and throughout the time in meeting, I have to get myself readjusted here. Throughout the week, I've just this week alone, I've had people during their onboarding, just their time of getting acquainted with me. I'm hearing all of the things that they've done wrong that has led them to my path. And before I can even start talking, I think to myself, I've done all of these things. I've tried all of these products. A lot of the members that are in my program have gone these routes, and we end up back at the beginning. So how is it that we go to a store and that is all we see is products for weight loss and more products for fitness and more inventions for achieving that perfect diet, but yet no one can achieve it. And yet we are finding ourselves getting in worse situations with broken metabolisms and deteriorating health. BMI levels are higher than ever. Obesity levels are higher than ever. Not to mention diabetes rates, cholesterol rates through the roof. And so I tend to question: is this a monopoly? Is this a marketing ploy? And really, when it comes down to the almighty dollar, it's really hard to tell where the intention's coming from. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and I've created a really quick presentation. Well, I say it's quick, but then as I start talking, it sometimes isn't as quick, but nonetheless, I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so here we go. And if you don't mind, if you are just entering, if you don't mind muting, I'm not going to be able to mute everybody while I am doing this. Oh, you guys got to see my favorite slide. Okay, all right, here we go. Misleading information. And again, this is something that has been an issue for years and years and years. Those of you that are my age or older can think back to the snack wall days of the fat-free cookies, where we thought we could eat as many as we wanted and not gain any weight. Followed up with the Atkins days, where it was just the opposite of that. So what do you believe? It's very, very difficult. And actually, those of you that have heard my story know that that is what had influenced me to pursue my degree in nutrition. It was that confusion, not knowing what to believe. It is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Supplements, protein, quick foods, quick fixes, buzzwords. We're going to talk about what to look for today, and I'm going to really emphasize not being a target. And it is so hard to not be a target. I find myself being a target still all the time. But there's certain giveaways for me, and hopefully they'll stand out for you as well. All right, So we're going to watch for that target mark on our forehead. So ideal and quick, reality and long term. So these are a struggle because of course everybody wants quick. That's ideal. But in reality, long term is really the one that's going to pay off. 82% of people begin a lifestyle change and believe that it could be achieved fast initially. We have all bought into this ploy of, you know, I'm going to lose 10 pounds in 15 days, 20 pounds in 30 days. We see it still. I hear it in the background in infomercials all the time. And it's not that you can't, of course you can, but what is it doing to you permanently? Obviously, can you keep it off? And again, what is it doing to your metabolism long term? The Boyle diet plan, lose 5 kilograms in 5 days. I mean, who comes up with these? The Apple diet plan. And I laughed because they all, you know, they're always just these crazy, you know, you're not going to starve. I found this one today, the paper cup diet plan. There was actually, this is a true story. There was a professor, I think he was a professor in Tennessee, I want to say. He wanted to prove that this theory was so off that he did a Twinkie diet, and all he did was eat Twinkies for a month. That is all he did, just Twinkies, and he actually lost weight. And the theory behind it was if you restrict yourself to anything, you're going to lose weight. So obviously this paper cup diet, I'm guessing, is, you know, just eat what you could fit in cups. You know, that's a restriction, but are you going to keep it off? No. This $500 billion industry of this $500 billion industry is just encumbering the weight loss end of it. Fitness, convenience foods, and health foods. That's it. And this doesn't include what you are thinking, health food store or going to GNC. This includes Jewel. This includes Walgreens. This includes Aldi. All of this falls into this industry. 95% of Americans gain back lost weight. Probably if you're watching this presentation, you are one of the 95% of people that have gained back lost weight. It is just something that happens, and it's because of the way we lose it, and it's because of the mindset that we have when we go into weight loss. And also, I must add, I think this is why I have become this crazy person in wanting people to not gain back weight. It is not something that is fast, and it is not something that you could do with any kind of quick fix. In my opinion, when you fall into a technique that is fast, that is unrealistic, it is like going to food jail. I call it food jail. You're trapped in a diet that you hate and you don't know what to do, or you are over exercising and you know that you can't maintain it. You're trapped. You are in jail. And then after jail comes what I have called broken metabolisms that are really hard to fix, and it is weight gain hell. And it's awful when you cannot fix your metabolic rate because you have damaged it from the wrong type of eating, dysfunctional diets, whether it is you know, under eating, whether it is low carb, whether it is you know, bars and unsustainable techniques. This is a huge problem, and we interpret this as being issues that aren't truly issues, and we end up falling into the trap that I'm about to show you. Here it is, the magic weight loss. Now, I know that you might be watching going, well, I've never taken, weight loss tablets. And I know the weight loss tablets are kind of a thing of the past. They were really big in the 80s, the Dexatrims and the Metablasts and the everything else. But, the industry got smart because they watch the analytics and they see what is trending, and people stopped buying the weight loss tablets. So they got smart. They followed the trends. $72 billion in sales alone, just in 2019, was in supplements, meal replacements, convenience bars, and weight loss support. And so we don't need to buy Dexatrim anymore because we, and I say we as in 75% of us, are geared to buying products that promote weight loss. Even if we're not actively on a diet, we are more apt to pick up a product that promotes weight loss, even if we have no idea why. We are attracted to it. We'll pay more for it. Even if the ingredients in the product are damaging to us, we don't look. We only look at the front. In fact, there have been reports that show that people will pay more for a product and gladly pay more because they think it's going to help them lose weight, even if the ingredients on there might be harmful to them because they don't look. So here's a news flash: eat real food. And I know that sounds like it is unconventional and hard to do. But hang on, I'm getting interrupted because there's people in the waiting room, but I'm not seeing people. Oh, hang on one second, please. Okay. If one of my ambassadors happens to be watching, there's people in the waiting room, but I believe they're in the wrong waiting room. They're probably in my other Zoom room. So if you could text Christy Tully, the other ambassador, and let her know that, if you guys don't mind. I can't really see who's on right now.
Irene, it's Leslie. I got it.
Okay, thank you, Leslie. I connected my actual website to this Zoom room. So eating real food. And I know this is hard to take because it is so much easier to hang on. Could I get you guys to mute? I'm hearing some background. Thank you. I'm still hearing some banging in the back there. Thank you. So we're so geared to these convenient foods, and they are convenient, but those of you that have been on my program know that I'm against the convenient foods because we don't know what we're eating. So here's a perfect example. When we look at ingredients, this is what we look at. In the big, huge letters, we look at the calories. Again, this is a marketing thing. They want us to look at the calories. This is all we look at. Next in big letters, the next runner up in popularity is protein. That's a big buzzword right now. So they're going to bold up the protein. They're going to bold up the carbs. They're going to bold up the fat. These are the big things they want us to see. Some of the other things that are also very important for us to see are these things. And they're in teeny tiny letters. And in my opinion, there should be an explanation for what this all is. I want to know what blah, 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 I can't pronounce any of this is. But instead, it's in tiny little letters and it's unexplained. And this is the ingredients of a Quest bar. But all we look at is the protein and the calories and the carbs and the fat. And those are important, believe me, they are. However, as you'll see when I continue on, what else that might mean for us, okay? All right, so eat real food, you say?
Not so easy.
because the manufacturers again have decided that they're going to attack that area as well. Because Greek yogurt, I like to pick on Greek yogurt. Greek yogurt has just struck gold. You know, it is huge right now. And not only is it huge, but now anything Greek is huge because now they've gone into, you know, the Greek market has just exploded because Greek yogurt has 25 grams of protein for 1 cup. It's fantastic. And wow, like what a jackpot. It's got low carb, it's high protein, it's just fantastic. Um, so the consumer is hitting that aisle, the Greek yogurt aisle. So before I continue anything else, I want you to think about the last time you're at the grocery store, even if you aren't a yogurt fan, think about the yogurt aisle. It is the size of a city block, right? I mean, it is just, it's an aisle long. You have more brands to pick from. You have more flavors to pick from, more varieties. Do you want fruit on top, fruit on bottom, light? What do you want? The problem is that of all of those fruits and all of those selections, the only one that you really should be choosing is one, and they're hard to find because there's like maybe 2 choices, and that is the plain Greek yogurt, and that's the one that no one wants, and that's the one that everyone rolls their eyes at when I tell them that they have to have. And nobody wants it because it really doesn't ideally taste as good as the others. Not in my opinion. I like it, but this is causing consumer confusion because we have this one for 80 calories, and we have this one that's got vanilla and it's going to taste so much better. And we have this one that's blueberry, and you know, if you look at the calories, it's probably 80. And this one here, 13 grams of protein. And you know, the protein is just splattered all over the place. But what I'm here to tell you is these are all equivalent to 1 scoop of this ice cream. And you wouldn't know it unless you put them side by side. And the reason for this is the labeling of this is so massively confusing because the 1 cup of Greek yogurt, which is a serving size, has 25 grams of protein. These little guys are all in serving sizes of 6 ounces, driving the calories down to 80. So when you're standing in the grocery store aisle, you see 130, you see 80. So which one are you going to grab? The 80. You are not looking at the fact that the one for 130 has 2 more ounces, double the protein, and a fraction of the sugar. You're looking at 80 calories and you're looking at, ooh, cheesecake for 80 calories. Woohoo, right? That's all you see. And especially when you're distracted and you're like, wow, cheesecake, I'm hungry. I'm gonna grab cheesecake. I'm gonna grab, and that is all you see. That is all you grab. And meanwhile, you have just had as much sugar as the ice cream and half the protein. And so now you are frustrated, you're confused, you're not losing weight, you're wondering why you are doing everything right, because you are buying all of these products that have all of the right words on them. You've been sucked in, and now you are completely frustrated. And so you have to be really careful. You can't compare an apple to an orange. So when you're looking at labels, you have to look at comparisons. Look at the ounces to ounces. Look at the proteins. Look at the sugars, because the sugars is the big, big, big giveaway. I don't care if the calories are a little higher. If the sugars are triple, then you should not be eating it. It's going to throw everything off. And people that are in my program listening right now and that have been with me long enough know exactly this is the way it goes. New people are usually shocked when they hear this. So top trending non-buzzword buzzwords. And so if you're confused at this, what's a non-buzzword, what buzzword? A non-buzzword buzzword are the marketing buzzwords that are actual normal words. Protein is a normal word. Low carb is a normal word, and so is low fat. But protein is hugely, oops, what just happened? Hello? I have no idea what just happened. Can you guys see me?
Yeah, we can see you and we can see your screen with the whatever just popped up.
Oh, that's weird. You know, I'm super frustrated because I did this through Eventbrite, and it's telling me I only have 10 minutes left, which I will scream if I really only have 10 minutes left. So where was I? I was over here by the yes, okay. So somebody remind me, I was on a very good point.
Non-buzzword buzzwords and protein.
Yes. Thank you. Non-buzzword buzzwords. Okay, let me turn on my my screen here again. Okay, so non-buzzword buzzwords. Protein is just slathered all over the place. So guess what? We have organic protein with probiotics. You're more likely to grab this. And you know what? I am so mad that I have this on my wish list, my Amazon wish list, because so many people grab this thinking it's better than any other protein because it's organic. And really it's on there because it is a dairy-free one for people that have dairy intolerances. And I'm finding that people grab it because it's green and automatically we grab it. And it really has no better qualities than the regular one. And so there's protein again. And now we have all these proteins, and we have the proteins that have all different additives in there. We have the keto protein and we have the fit factor protein. And I mean, the list goes on. This one's my favorite. It's the plant-based protein that actually, if you look at this particular bar, a Snicker bar has more sugar in it than this bar. And because this has some protein in it, and so does a Snicker bar, they are parallel to each other. And so it is completely frustrating. All of these bars here have more sugar in them. Every single one here has more sugar in them than a candy bar. So now we get on the scale, and this is what we say. And here we are, the non-buzzword buzzwords. So the key words that you should look at are the same words: protein, carb, but look at the sugars. Fats, but look at monosaturated. I was just telling someone today, when you focus on your carbs, I could have somebody that eats quinoa and whole grains who's got the perfect macro chart of 33% carbs, and the person next to them could be eating brownies and cookies and Girl Scout cookies and have 33% carbs. I mean, it's going to look the same. And I could have somebody eating avocados and nuts and seeds and have 30% fats, and the person next to them eating, you know, butter and cheese and have the same 30% fat. So you need to look at the actual fats, monosaturated fats, and these are all on there, and so are the ingredients. The ingredients is key factor. So $2 billion in sales of protein bars in 2019, 70% of them were equal in sugar as a candy bar. They're 4 times more expensive than a candy bar. The ingredients of protein bars are not approved from the FDA. So a lot of the stuff that's in there could be just proprietary blends and oils and waxes that are not approved. I mean, they're not going to be harmful, but they're not approved from the FDA. And these are causing Americans to gain more weight, which then turns us to quick fixes and medical interventions. We then turn to the most frustrating, ridiculous forms of wanting to get fixed because we are frustrated. And I mean, and someone asked me about this one today, the cool sculpting or whatever. I mean, this is like $3,000 for this procedure, and it may work for a short period of time, but then where will you be in a year? You will be right back to where you started. So once again, that target is right there, and you have to always remember, if it's too good to be true, then it is. That's just the bottom line. And I always go back to these three guys, the three little pigs that built their houses of straw and wood and brick. No matter what, the one that built the house out of brick that took the longest and truly, truly took his time, took no shortcuts, is the one that has the house still standing. All the other ones took the shortcuts, and the 95% of them ended up right back to where they began. And it is a really, really, really hard pill to swallow, because you see people that have gotten results, but yet you have to think, the yogurt tastes good, so I buy it. It becomes something that I want. It's an addictive thing. It tastes good. It tastes good. Label says it's good for me, but in the end, you have to read the ingredients. You have to be proactive for yourself. And no matter what, if you really dig into the bottom of that label, that's not going to lie. So no matter what the front of it says, and a lot of times when I see, flaxseed and low sugar, and that to me is a red alert to look at the back. When I see lower sugar, I'm like, lower than what? Lower than what? You know, 50% less fat. I'm like, less fat than what? Like, what are they comparing it to? That's my question. I saw brownie butter, less fat than what? Oh, the brownie butter's less fat than real butter? Well, then you shouldn't be eating it, because 50% less fat than real butter is still terrible. You have to think about the way that they are playing on those words. So it's very, very tricky. So my big message to you is, look at those ingredients, and there is no quick fix. Hard work will prevail, no matter how you look at it. So I'm getting a little nervous because I have a little timer here saying that there's only 2 minutes left. So I'm going to let you guys answer some questions, and I'm going to try to see what I can do about this situation here. So anybody have questions? Questions? Can you guys hear me? Give me 1 second. I think I'm going to be able to pull this off. And remind me to never go through this account again.
We can hear you still.
Okay. See, I got scammed just now. I already have a Zoom account, and I'm going to have to upgrade this to get more time. Okay, so why don't you guys ask me questions? Just chime in with them if you have any. Nobody has questions? As far as fitness scams go, we do see a lot of those as well. I have many times seen, okay, I am not paying $176. Sorry, guys. Are you serious right now? I have seen many I have seen many fitness scams too, where you go to pay online and that they have the buy the subscription and continue on, and then you can't figure out how to stop the subscription, and you keep getting the workouts, and the ongoing keeps going on like that. So you just have to really think about what works for you, and what may work for someone else may not work for you. You have to be realistic